know we have to finish. I just wanted to ask you quickly about Jeff Beck, the dedication, and why that was important to dedicate this to your friend.
Oh man, Jeff is such a horrible. It stops you in your sentence. Was. No, Jeff is and will always remain a best friend. I mean, my best friend. Someone who we met later in life, but the amount of years that we did spend together, which was non-stop, whether it was at his place in the UK or wherever we were or on tour, Jeff was my best friend, and truly someone that you're with, when you're in the presence of that person, somehow you understand how much that person loves you, and you understand how much you love that person, and there's no limit. So Jeff, because we were like toddlers, giant children together, when I told him I was going to direct this film, Modì, he said, "What?" I said, "Yeah, I think I'm going to direct this film about Modigliani." He goes, "How are you going to do that, mate?" And I didn't know, but the fact that he was sort of fascinated by the fact that I'd be directing something, because I was a child with him, we were giant toddlers. So, yeah, and Jeff was an artist, even though he would never have called himself an artist. Jeff was an artist in every measure. So, yeah, to dedicate the film to a great artist was, I needed to thank him in that way.
I want to focus on one scene during the limited time that we have, which I found extraordinary, and that was one with Mr. Al Pacino in it. And I'm just, I know he doesn't do that many movies these days. I'm just wondering what it was like to direct that scene and also to be part of that scene and acting in it as well.
I mean, for me, truly having Al and Riccardo in this scene together was there was something for me personally very moving about seeing Al with this young actor who is giving back as much as he'll take. He will stay on script. He'll stay on the script. If it starts to turn this way or that way, he'll follow that. I'm talking about Riccardo. And Al, he and Al together for me was like seeing this kind of welcoming of Riccardo by Pacino. It was like this sort of, yeah, I understand you, kid. I'm with you. It was like the passing of something. This knowledge and this game, the understanding of the game. So I didn't have to direct anything. I basically I shot it like a stunt, 3 cameras, and was mesmerized the entire time by the both of them.
Riccardo, great performance.
Thank you.
Really wonderful.
Thank you.
A great punk rock artist
Yeah.
of the
Right.
early 20th century.
That's it.
I had a good teacher.
I was going to say, what made you want to play him and of course work with Johnny as your director as well?
Yeah, it's and he's a painter too. So,
Indeed.
and it's been very intense and wonderful for me to do this movie and to play this character, which but the movie it tells the story of Modigliani, like 3 days of his life, but it's also it tries to interrogate, to question, to investigate, all the dynamics that an artist has to deal with, to go through his life, and this is the most important thing. At the end, there is a vision in the movie that the movie suggests, like not obviously, but if you pay attention, there's some very important messages of freedom. So I'm very proud of this movie.
Welcome to the closing nights of the festival, firstly, but also, of course, the Red Sea had a major part in making sure that this film happened as well, Johnny. So, I mean, in terms of, how much help has it given to your creativity, this involvement with the Red Sea Fund?
Oh, I mean, from the very first second, my relationship with the Red Sea, they understood very well, I mean, instantly, the need to push the boundaries a little bit in cinema, and they've been very, very supportive, and I mean very, very supportive, but also they've been very trusting in at least my vision for sure, but certainly many other filmmakers. I saw the sign outside. It says the home of film or something, and there's something to that, really, as far as Saudi, the new home of film. There's really something to that, because as things progress in the world, as things progress in cinema, there's a certain kind of cinema that always stays the same. They're more than willing to give filmmakers the possibility of their actual vision, as opposed to trying to stay to some kind of structured element. So, I've had nothing but respect and love and thanks to the Red Sea and my brothers and sisters here,
Glad it's been such a good experience.
Always.
Yeah. I guess that there's a lot of point, you see his struggles in this movie, and there's a lot of unrecognised talent in this film. Or may I say, I guess that you are coming at it as artists whose talent has been recognised to a certain extent. Do you feel privileged that in the sense that not many artists, whether they're in film or the art world or a book writer, they get that recognition in their lifetime? I mean, there's a lot of artists who get recognition in their lifetime who, I would say
they don't deserve.
The first question that they should ask themselves if they're artists truly or not, and understand the definition of what that is. As I can't, no matter how I approach anything that I do, I can't consider myself a full-blown artist, or I couldn't call myself an artist. That's for somebody else to decide. But you approach it with the heart and the mind and the delicacy and the broad strokes and the possibilities of an artist, and the thing about acting, the best acting is what I saw. It's behavior. Acting is behavior and reacting. In a character, of course, representing a character. So the fact that I got to experience watching Riccardo, Antonia, this cast, Pacino, you know, was for me beyond a dream. So, and also very, you know, of course, hugely proud that it was Al who asked me to direct the film, which I don't know where that came from, but I said yes. You don't say no to Pacino, you know.
I can imagine for you, it was a pretty extraordinary scene, I find.
Oh, yes, it was very intense.
I know what he's going to say.
But I have to say, this is our job, acting, is about trust. And it's about also being abandoned on the scene. So lose control. In a way, keeping some control, you know?
Exactly.
It's not just of losing control. If you lose control, you know, you can't do anything good.
Be aware.
Yeah, exactly.
Be aware. You know?
But so and this dynamic is more about the trust in yourself that you can jump. You have to jump. You have to walk on the line with not net underneath. Just this is exactly what it was that day of this big scene we did, and I think I'm happy. I'm so happy of that scene. This is so important for me as an actor to have the chance to work with Al Pacino, directed by Johnny Depp. You can imagine, even it sounds like a joke for me, even if I've been working for years. But you know, even in my best dream. But on top of it was like the fact that Johnny trusted me so much that he gave me the scene just 1 hour before shooting, completely changed, 27 pages. For a English language actor. I mean, I speak English, but you know, I'm Italian, 100%. I don't have relatives anywhere in England or in America, so so
27 pages.
27 pages. It was, but with Al Pacino and Johnny, you safe.
I put him in a corner, you know. It's that corner you end up in where it's time to
play.
To play. You got to find your way out of this corner. You can't be cornered. You got to fight your way out, find your way out, which we all have to do at a certain point. But watching Riccardo finding that way out of the corner during the scene, for me, was fascinating. And I felt, of course, guilty because I'd handed him 27 pages to learn. I would have punched the director if they handed me that an hour before shooting. I mean, I'd have smacked the shit out of him probably. I don't know, or just said, "Okay, see you tomorrow." But he said, "All right, okay, all right, 27 pages. Okay, it's all right. I'm gonna learn it. I'll be back." And he did.
Subconsciously, probably, he created the right dynamic of the character. You know what I'm saying? It's like something I understood that. This is a magic job. This is an incredible job what we do, acting. It's a mystery.